I used to think successful founders were just built different, like they knew something that I didn't. But the more I observed, I realized something. They're not smarter, they just think differently. And that difference comes from how they look at the problems. And that's all a mental model is. It's like wearing different glasses. Same problem, different lens, and completely different solution. Hello, I'm Shashank, and I want to share three such mental models that changed how I think about startups. Let's talk about it. Okay, so first one. Most of us just copy what already exists. We see Swiggy delivering food, so we think that's how food delivery works. We see Uber giving rides, so we think that's how ride sharing works. We don't question it. This is called reasoning by analogy. You look at what others did and you do something similar. And honestly, there's nothing wrong in that. Most successful businesses are just better versions of existing ideas. But sometimes copying keeps you stuck. And that's where first principles thinking helps. It just means going back to basics, breaking down a problem to what's actually true, not what everyone assumes it to be true. Let me give an example. Let's say you want to start a food delivery business. Normal thinking goes like, I need an app, I need delivery partners, I need restaurant partnerships, and I need funding. Because that's how Swiggy and Zomato do it. But first principles ask different questions. What problem are we actually solving? People are hungry, they want food. They can't or don't want to go out. That's it. That's the core problem. Now, does solving that problem require an app with thousands of delivery partners? Maybe, and maybe not. What if you started just with your neighborhood? What if you partnered with just 3 good home cooks? What if you delivered it yourself on a bike? Suddenly, you don't need millions in funding. You can start tomorrow. I'm not saying this is a $1 billion idea. I'm saying this is how you think originally without all the assumptions everyone already made. Let me give you another example. Everyone says you need venture capital to start a tech company. But do you? What do you actually need? You need to build a product that people are willing to pay. That's it. Can you do that without VC money? Of course you can. Plenty of founders bootstrap for years before raising money. Some never raise at all. The point isn't that VCs are good or bad. The point is questioning the assumption that you need them. This way of thinking is uncomfortable though, because you question everything, including your own ideas. But this discomfort is usually where all the interesting stuff lies. Whenever I feel stuck now, I try to ask myself, what am I assuming here that might not be true? And just asking that questions opens up possibilities I couldn't see before. Okay, second one is compounding. Everyone knows about compounding with money. You invest 100 rupees, it grows, you reinvest and it grows more. But I don't think we truly get how powerful compounding is in other areas, especially in building things. Let me tell you what I mean. When I first got to know about startups, I consumed everything. Podcasts, interviews, blog posts. But day to day, I felt like I wasn't improving. Like it wasn't adding up to anything real. I would read something today and forget it tomorrow. What was the point? But then months later, something clicked. I could spot bad ideas faster. I could have actual conversations about business models without feeling completely lost. Not because of one video or one article, but because of hundreds of small exposures over time. That's compounding. The individual pieces felt useless, but together they created something real. Same thing with the building. Your first product will probably be bad, but you ship it anyway. Then you make second one, still bad but less than first one. Then a third getting better. Most people quit at version 1 because it doesn't feel like progress. But the founder who ships 10 bad products, by the 11th, they have learned so much about users, about pricing, about building what actually matters. The knowledge compounds. The problem is compounding is slow. There is no instant reward. And we are all addicted to instant rewards. But most things that matter don't work that way. They work slowly. So slowly that you can't even see it happening. Until one day you look back and realize how far you have come. I try to remind myself of this now. When something feels pointless and progress feels invisible, I ask myself, am I quitting because this isn't working? Or because this isn't working fast enough? Usually it's the second one. And that reminder helped me keep going. Third mental model is long-term thinking. Most of us, especially when starting out, think really short-term. We think in days and weeks. Will this idea work? What if I fail? What if people laugh at me? All present tense worries. I did this for so long. I didn't start content creation for years because I was scared of looking stupid. What will people think? What if I said something wrong? What if I fail publicly? Those questions kept me stuck. Long-term thinking flips the question. Instead of asking, will this work right now? You ask, who will I become if I keep doing this? When I started thinking about the content this way, fear mattered less. Even if a video failed, I was learning to communicate, to edit, to think clearly. Those skills stay with you. The video might disappear, the skills compound. Same with the startups. Short-term thinking says, I need this to succeed quickly. Long-term thinking says, even if this fails, what will I learn? Most successful founders failed multiple times before something worked. They didn't face those failures. They learned from them. Every failed startup taught them something new about pricing, about distribution, about marketing, about their users. So when they finally started the right thing, they already had those lessons. Those failures weren't wasted. Those were the preparation. I'm trying to train myself this way. When something goes wrong, I try to ask, okay, what did I just learn? Sometimes it's obvious, and sometimes I have to think about it for a while. But there's always something. So those are the three. First principles thinking helps you question assumptions and think originally. Compounding reminds you that small actions add up over time. Long-term thinking helps you stay patient and focused on who you are becoming. They are simple concepts honestly, but applying them is harder. I'm not saying this will solve everything, or these are the only mental models that matter. I'm just sharing what helped me to think little better about startups and building things. And if even one of these makes sense to you, then maybe it was worth sharing. Let me know in the comments which one felt more relatable to you, or you use a completely different model that helped you. If this video was helpful, do like the video and subscribe the channel for more such videos. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.